Hello everybody, this is Reaper here, today bringing you a League of Legends guide on Pantheon, the Artisan of War. This is going to be a Season 5 jungle guide. This is going to be a more detailed part of the guide for Pantheon. I have a full gameplay that's already been up for a couple weeks now actually, so go over there and check that out as soon as y'all are done watching this, or if y'all just rather see the gameplay and get an explanation on them, go check that out. But this one's going to be more detailed. We're going to be going over his abilities, Masteries, runes, and an item build for him, and kind of explain a little bit how to play Pantheon. And right now, I believe that Pantheon is still broken. He can solo the dragon at level 3, sometimes level 2, depending on how you build him. I guess I haven't looked into it too much, but I've seen it happen, and I haven't actually done it yet. Still, forgive me on that, but I've seen it happen. So, anyways, a few things on Pantheon. He is pretty powerful. You can play him in the top lane. His ultimate acts as a teleport, can get you almost halfway across the map. You will still be using Flash and Smite with Pantheon. If you don't want to use Flash, maybe you can use Ghost. But he is a really fun champion to play. I really do enjoy playing Pantheon. So let's go ahead and jump into his abilities. So, starting off with his passive, Aegis Protection. After attacking or casting spells 4 times, Pantheon will block the next incoming basic attack or turret attack. Extremely helpful, just an awesome passive all around. Spear Shot. Pantheon hurls his spear at an opponent, dealing damage. This is going to be your first point's going to go into Q, and this is going to be your ranged attack, and it does significant damage. It builds off of AD. W, Aegis of Zonia. Pantheon leaps at an enemy and bashes the enemy with his shield, stunning them. After finishing the attack, Pantheon readies himself to block the next attack. So if they attack you, it knocks your block off from your passive. You can W them, jump to them, stun them, and the next time they attack you, you're going to have another block. So, try to utilize that when you can. Of course, and, with everything that's going on, it's kind of hard to always pay attention to that. You just know you have one up. So, you're going to initiate with the Aegis of Zonia, or you might Q them, then W them, and then hit your E and Q again. The E, Heartseeker Strike. Pantheon focuses and unleashes 3 swift strikes to the area in front of him, dealing double damage to champions. Pantheon also becomes more aware of his enemy's vital spots, allowing him to always crit enemies below 15%. So this is actually switched to the E from the Q. I believe it used to be on the Q anyways. I might be wrong on that, but I believe it used to be on the Q back in Season 4. But it's an all-around decent move. It's going to do more damage to the champions, as it says, so you're going to use it more during that time. Once later in the game, you will use it to help you clear out minion waves. It does significant damage building with your AD. Okay, Grand Skyfall, the ultimate. One of the better ultimates in the game. In a way, if it's landed right, of course it is. If it's not, then okay, you jumped a good distance of the map. So Pantheon composes himself, then leaps into the air to a target, striking all enemies units in an area. Enemies closer to the impact take more damage. So you can use this for initiation to get you to an objective in the game. You can also use it to get out, as long as they don't stun you. When you activate your ult and you just click it somewhere on the map, on the mini-map somewhere real fast to get out of a fight, if your flash isn't up, then as soon it has like 2 points to it. Like it has a cast, like a second cast to get up in the air, and then a second cast to come down. It's probably longer than that, but once the first part gets done, you're up in the air and they can't do anything about it anymore, so you're out of combat. So interesting ultimate, very fun to play with. Let's go ahead and jump over to his masteries. Alright, so in his masteries, we're going to go with 21 in offense and 9 in defense. You can build a little bit of utility if you want to, but prefer to be a little more tanky with Pantheon. Okay, so in offense, we got the double-edged sword, sorcery for that cooldown reduction, brute force, martial mastery, spell weaving, blade weaving, warlord, devastating strikes, and havoc for that increased overall damage in the end. This is going to help you in the team fights and stuff with the spell weaving and blade weaving. The defense, we got block, we have tough skin to go against those neutral monsters in the jungle, veteran scars for that increased health, unyielding to reduce the incoming damage from champions, and Juggernaut for that increased max health. So pretty basic, not anything extensive and unique about it. So let's go ahead and jump into his runes. Okay, so in his runes, this is actually how I have it set up in the game that I'm playing. I have the Greater Mark of Armor, got 7 of those actually, and then I have 2 of the armor penetration. And then in the seals, I have the seal of armor. The reason I'm going with armor in the marks and in the seals is to give you that sustainability in the beginning in jungling with Pantheon. I take my attack damage in the quintessences to help out with that. And then in the glyphs, I'm going to take the scaling magic resist. So nothing really fancy, but a little change up into the marks to give you some armor and some armor penetration also. So you'll build that later in your AD build with Pantheon. And you can take some movement speed if you want to, or just all around damage, and leave the seals as armor and all the marks damage. But that's just how I built him in that video. So let's go ahead and swap over to his item build. Sorry I have this zoomed in. For some reason on my recording program it doesn't work when I have it in just window capture, so you won't be able to see anything that I actually scroll over. Anyways, starting out with jungle items, of course, the Hunter's Machete and the Health Pot and the Warding Totem. Now, because of the price of the Hunter's Machete, you can only get 2 of the Health Pots now to start out with, so it's a little bit of a game changer. Now, you will go back, I didn't put it in here, the Warding Totem, you'll start out with it, and then you'll go back and maybe get the Seeker. Or, what the hell, the Sweeping Lens guy, I couldn't think of it. Anyways, okay, so Ranger's Trailblazer versus the Skirmisher's Blade. The Skirmisher's Blade, you can use your smite on enemy champions, and you're going to do more damage to them if you want to go that route. But to help Pantheon clear out the jungle a little bit faster, go with the Ranger's Trailblazer, as I do in the video, because it will give your smite an AoE and do damage to the other smaller enemy minions around whoever the hell you just smited. And then we'll be building it into the Warrior on both of them, give you that increased damage, cooldown reduction, and armor penetration. First item, well, you're going to be building into your boots depending on what you're needing. Boots and mobility if you're getting ahead. Mercury treads if they have a lot of CC. And then the Ninja Tabby if you need some more armor. The Black Cleaver would be one of the items to get. It's going to give you increased health, damage, and cooldown reduction. So it's going to give you that damage to help out with all of your spells and everything with Pantheon, and then give you some armor penetration, cooldown reduction, and some health. So all around a good weapon for Pantheon. Randuin's Omen, these are defensive items too. This is a general core to try and build for, or that I generally try to build for, and then we'll have some situational items down here. But the Randuin's Omen is going to give you that increased health, a great amount of armor, and it's going to slow down any attacker attacking you on their basic attacks, and then your active on it can slow them down from getting away from you. The Spirit Visage is going to give you increased health, magic resist, health regain, and cooldown reduction. Sorry about that. And it's also going to increase all the healing that you do to yourself all around. And your Ravenous Hydra for more attack damage, some life steal, and some health regain. And then of course it does AoE damage, and it has an active that does 100% AoE damage to everything around it, which isn't a huge active, but it is there. Alright, we went over the boots, and now I like going with Alacrity as the enchantment for the boots pretty much on everything. You can go with Home Guards if you want to, but I like Alacrity. Just give you that passive, basically, that all around movement speed the entire time. So, okay, situational. The reason I have Maul the Malmortis in here is because it does give you some magic resist, so if you are running into a situation where you need more MR, this is going to give you increased damage and some magic resist. It also gives you increased damage 1 point for every 2% missing health, and that's why I have the Warmog's Armor, because it gives you a lot of health. It gives you some health regain, but mixed with the Maul and Malmortis, it actually works pretty well if you need some magic resist to go that route. Banshee's Veil is going to give you health, magic resist, health regain, and then of course it has that shield that blocks any ability when it's off cooldown. Your Frozen Mallet is going to give you a lot of health, some increased damage, and it's going to slow the enemy champions down each time you hit them. So it's a pretty good weapon to use. If you're going straight attack damage and not wanting to build really defensive items, this in a way is a defensive item, tanky item, but it's going to still give you increased damage too. And then your Blade of the Ruined King, if you're going more damage. Now, you do need to go a little defensive in my opinion with Pantheon to help you out, unless you are just waylaying and getting fed and just snowballing, okay? So, Blade of the Ruined King, its attack damage, lifesteal, attack speed, and its active is a awesome active. It does 10% of the max targets, the max health of the target and damage, and then it heals you for that amount that you did to them. So it's a very good active on that. Also, the passive basic attack deal 8% of the target's current health and bonus physical damage, max 60 versus monsters and minions on hit. So it's going to give you some more damage on basic attacks. Okay, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up. A few more things just to sum it all up. Remember to max out his Q first. Your first point's going to go in your Q, then your E, then your W in the jungle, and then you're going to be maxing out your Q, your E second, and then W last. You're mainly getting your W in the beginning. You only put 1 point into it for a while. It's just because you want the stun on it. You're not going to really be building any increased damage on it unless you get a Trinity Force, which I could have put in the items, but I don't really build Trinity Force with Pantheon. So anyways, watch the full gameplay video if y'all are interested in it. I'm going to put the link down in the description box, and then like the video and subscribe to the channel, guys. Help us out. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.